Welcome back, guys. We are continuing on with this Ultimate Cheese General playthrough, and I've managed to get this. Is it a fifth rate? Yeah, so I've managed to get this fifth rate sandwiched between my two sixth rates, and I've done a significant amount of damage to the crew. It's still pretty risky to go in right now, but we have got a slight crew advantage over him, and he is wavering, so it might be a good idea to go in. But I'm going to carry on seeing if I can grape shot him from this distance while I've kind of got him sandwiched in. And then hopefully we'll be able to capture our first fifth rate. So I'll carry on doing this off camera because it takes an eternity, and then I shall see you shortly. Well, I managed to take it after an immense amount of time doing grape shot, and I didn't even lose a ship, so that's great. So I brought all my troops back and replenished, and then went out to fight them again. And because I had a significant numbers advantage over them, they immediately retreated, but that caused a load of them to surrender, so I didn't actually need to kill them, which is great. And I'm just going to see if I can get the same thing to happen here. I'm trying not to take Middlesbrough, so they do keep coming out. For whatever reason, I'm not getting the engagement, so I'm going to have to save and reload. But hopefully I can take these two out. And then that is pretty much all of the roaming forces dealt with down in Middlesbrough. So I strayed a little bit too close to Boston, unfortunately, but it did give me chance to snipe the horses that were there. So I've dealt with all of the horses now, but I need to I need to get out of here now before I lose all my army. It did come at a significant cost. I did lose 2 cannon divisions, or regiments, companies, that's the word, and quite a few militia companies as well, and this isn't looking good. Might be able to... Yeah, we actually got a shatter there. So we've taken out another infantry, but we're getting drawn in. Hopefully they all rout. Because this might be incredibly costly. Yeah, we've lost one. Get out of here, guys. So it is going to be very costly, this is. But we did take out the horses and another division, another regiment. But we have lost 2 of our own now, and this is looking like another one. But we can replace them losses. It's not ideal, of course, but we can recover. So the major issue about losing them 2 divisions, or regiments, sorry, is the officers. The main officers, not the junior officers. So I'm 2 officers down now, which is going to limit the amount of cannons that I can actually take into a battle, unfortunately. So I've managed to corner a 4th rate and boarded him quite successfully with 2 different ships. So I'm just going to go see if I can recapture my other ship. Well, unfortunately the other ship sank, but we have managed to get a 4th rate. So we've now got a 4th rate, a 5th rate, and a 6th rate. So I'm going to continue trying to chip away at Middlesbrough. Need to set this as the main priority, seeing as this is our newest big ship, or our biggest new ship. So there's a third rate here. Now, I might be able to take this third rate with the 4th, 5th and 6th that I've got, but it's going to be pretty difficult, so I'll probably give it a go though, once I've recrewed all these 3 ships. Oh, by the way, the map has opened up, so I've got quite a few more officers. I'm just bringing them all over to Providence at the moment, so I can bring all of the ammo with them, basically. It's just a quicker way to get the ammo to the front lines rather than letting it go to storage. Not massively happy about this building being here and these trees being here either, so I think I'm gonna fall back to here. These are looking like they might be considering a charge. Don't know why he's aiming at that one when this guy's right in front of him. So I'm just going to move these up a little bit, just in case they do carry on moving forward. But it looks like they've changed their mind. Unfortunately, I took a bit of friendly fire there. I was a little bit too close. There's only 4 men, but still 4 men more than I would like. Right, we did quite a bit of damage, but obviously we're miles away from actually shattering them completely. I could try and chase them, but I think they've got too many men to get a surrender. And I don't want to risk falling into the grasp of Boston like I did last time. So I'm probably just going to retreat back to Providence, wait for him to come back out again, and then hit him again. So I decided to try and take on this third rate, and I've managed to get him into a really awkward position where he can't shoot me because his mast is stuck on my rear mast. But I'm in a position where I'm actually able to shoot him. So I've been able to gradually whittle his crew down massively. Now, unfortunately, he blew one of my ships up and he stole the True Love. But if I can manage to steal this third rate, then I don't really care how many ships I lose. And I might even be able to take the True Love back again. There is a bug in the game where if they steal one of your ships, you can't actually recrew it again. But I don't know if that bug only takes effect if you end the battle and then try to steal it again on the following battle. So it'll be interesting to see if I can actually take this ship back, if I do manage to take this. Now, I have sustained a lot of damage from the other two ships, which have been constantly wrecking me. But at some point, I'm going to disengage, try and work my way free of his mast. I don't know if it's going to be possible. And then try and actually get the board done. But I'm going to have to do it pretty soon because I'm running out of hull. And as you can see, I'm sinking. Well, I managed to get the board in. Let's see if I can actually steal the ship. I've got twice as many crew as him. It's going to be a close finish to the battle. It's not looking too healthy. Oh, maybe. He's wavering. No, I don't think we've got this. We've stopped doing damage to him and he's doing damage to me every tick. Oh, that's a massive shame, that is. I'll try it again, though. So, after an extreme amount of finagling, I finally managed to get it secured, the third rate, after a couple of attempts. So we're just going to recrew it. We didn't do any damage to it because we were just using grape shot. And then we can start going out and looking for some more ships to steal. But in the meantime, they did bring another 600 troops over, which I've hit a couple of times. And then I'm hoping that I can go and finish them off now. Well, we got the surrender. So I'm going to see if I can pick up... In fact, to be honest with you, I think we've dealt with all of the roaming forces now. So they can obviously still get some more troops delivered via the sea. But I think we might be able to just take Middlesbrough now. Don't think there's any point in leaving it unoccupied. And then we've got a choice. Do we want to just try and amass as many troops as we can and take on Boston? Or do we start taking out all of the surrounding cities and forts first? Now, I kind of want at least one fort so I can put a supply wagon in it and we'll be able to resupply a lot easier if we use the ammo storage in the fort. So I'm probably going to do that. I'll quickly take Fort Stevens, get a supply wagon, and then start amassing a large enough army to be able to deal with Boston. So they've actually got a single 5th rate in this sea zone, so I think I might go out, see if I can snag it with the 3rd rate that we picked up. So it was a little bit harder than it needed to be because we started upwind. So we have sustained a little bit of damage, but I don't think it'll make too much difference. So we encountered another 3rd rate on the way back to port. So it wasn't the ideal time to encounter another 3rd rate because we were a little bit low on crew. But I'm never going to pass up the opportunity to take another 3rd rate, so it was actually quite a clean capture. And so we've got 2 3rd rates now. Now, it did do quite a bit of damage to my original 3rd rate, but obviously I didn't do any damage to him, so I've got a completely fresh 3rd rate and one with a little bit of damage. It's not significant, but I'm just going to go back and recapture the ship that I disembarked from. Well, unfortunately I've encountered the bug where if you try to embark with a ship that you've just stolen, it pathfinds you away from the ship that you're trying to embark. So I'll just demonstrate. I'm trying to turn into him, but the pathfinding is forcing me the opposite direction. So it's physically impossible for me to embark. Now I might be able to embark. Oh no, I can't grapple onto a ship that I've already got. Yeah, so unfortunately I'm going to lose this ship. But I have got a 3rd rate instead, so I'm not going to cry about it. So I ended up getting snagged again, so I've lost a little bit of hull and sails, but it earned me 28 naval battle activities because it was a 5th rate and a cutter, so I just let the auto resolve take over. So I've just moved up and knocked out the defences at Fort Stevens, but I'm not going to take it because I'm hoping that this unit is going to come back again once it's fled, and then we can hopefully finish him off. And I'm just trying to capture a 5th rate down here. So we've got a nice and easy capture on this 5th rate here. Now they've got a cutter here, so what I'm going to do is just leave the battle and then auto resolve the cutter fight so we get some extra reputation. So we've actually got a 4th rate down here, so while I'm out here I'm going to go and pick up this 4th rate. I'm moving some troops out to Hatfield, they can go and take Fort Rice, and I'm moving some more over to Kingston, they're going to come down and take on Fort Montgomery. So I do really need the 2nd General, but we've got this unit coming back again, so he's fallen into the trap, so hopefully we'll get a surrender on him. So we didn't manage to get the surrender, unfortunately. We chased him all the way up to Fort Lovell, and we're going to attack Fort Lovell. We might be able to get a shatter on him while attacking Fort Lovell. So I managed to get the shatter on this one while fighting Fort Lovell. So now we're going to chase him and see if we can do the same thing wherever he retreats to. Well, while I'm chasing that guy, I've got the encounter with the 4th rate, or at least I think it's a 4th rate, might be a 5th rate. Yeah. Nice simple capture on this one. Well, annoyingly, This guy has managed to retreat all the way from Fort Lovell, all the way down here. I chased him all the way to Hubberton, all the way down practically to Fort Rice, and then across, and I just could not kill him. It's so frustrating. So I'm just going to regroup these in Bennington. I left one unit behind to take Hubberton. He's now going to come across and take Lovell. I brought him up from Hatfield to take Fort Rice, and then the rest that were in Hatfield have come up, Fort Stevens, sorry. The rest have come up to take Fort Rice. We're currently just coming home with the ships, and they've got a rather large stack here, but they're all small ships, so might go and use auto resolve on them, but the large stacks actually do significant amount of damage, so they're a terrible group to encounter really. They're bad to auto resolve against, and they're also bad to fight against because they've got nothing really worth stealing. Might be the odd ship in there that's worth stealing, so I'll have a think about what I want to do with that. But for now, I'm just going to take Fort Rice. Well, unfortunately, this unit from Fort Rice has managed to escape on 94 health, and I don't want to fight these forts, so if I back away, there's a chance that the two units that escaped are going to take Bennington and Albany. Now, if they do, then I'll just try and kill them. If they don't, then I'll just obviously ignore them. So what we're going to do is, these are already on the way to these two forts. Hopefully they haven't remanned them, but I don't think they will have done. Don't think they've got any more units over here that are actually roaming units. Ah, saying that, they've taken Middlesbrough, so clearly they have got another roaming unit. Okay. So we're going to come across and take Portsmouth and Salem, and then I think we're going to gear up to take Boston. So I'm just going to keep these two ships that I've just captured, because they can be quite useful for intercepting naval invasions. And we will be due a naval invasion as soon as we take Boston, pretty much. But we're in a good position. We've got 2 third rates, 2 fifth rates. That should be plenty to deal with a naval invasion. But the reason that I want to take these two is so I can use the ports up there ready for the naval invasion. If I don't take these before taking Boston, then I won't be able to dock my ships there. And if a naval invasion comes over here, I'm not going to be able to intercept it. So I think what I'm going to do is leave a third rate and a fifth rate down here, and then bring a third rate and a fifth rate up here. And then that way, no matter where it goes, I've got ships in position to intercept it. But for now, I'm going to come down and take Fort Montgomery. Now, the problem with this is they're going to have more roaming units if I take Fort Montgomery. They're going to retreat all the way up here, and then they've got roaming units then that are going to keep coming and taking these. But to be fair, these aren't particularly good cities anyway, so if they take them, I'm not really going to be too fussed. The main thing is they don't take Hatfield and these forts. But we're in a position where we can start building supply wagons because we've got forts now. So what I might do is bring these down here, and then potentially get the intercept when these retreat. Could even try and bring some more units over to try and cut them off. Might not be a bad idea. So if I bring these over, I could just stick them. Yeah, I'd rather them be close to Saratoga, because that's where they're going to retreat to. So I'm more likely going to be able to cut them off there than if I bring them over here. That's what I think, anyway. That's how it's happened in the past for me. So, yeah, I'm just going to come down and take Montgomery out. Right, we've almost killed them at Fort Montgomery. So let's see how the chase goes. Don't know if these are still moving. Okay. So Fort Montgomery is a good place to capture because it's got grain or wheat and iron. So it's always good to have some extra wheat. So they've got 5 ships here with 160 guns, so I'm going to go out and see if I can capture some of them once I've dealt with this. If I get to deal with this. So annoying. Come on. Usain Bolt. Right, we got the surrender. Happy days. So now we're going to move out and take Portsmouth. So it's going to be a bit of a trek over there. And we are probably going to need some more militia. So I'll probably recruit some militia and bring them up. So I think New Haven, Hartford and Newport, because I've been disbanding a few ships, are going to be the best place to recruit them, and then I'll just meet up with these once we get there. Well, while I was waiting for the troops to move across, I sent the Navy out, and we've found ourselves another third rate. So that's another third rate added to the collection. We've now got 3. Got a 6th rate added to the collection. Got another 6th rate added to the collection. Got another 5th rate, I believe it is, added to the collection. So, rather annoyingly, they've come and taken Providence as well. So, I'm just recruiting another unit here, and I've brought one over here, and I'm recruiting one here, just to prevent them from pushing out any further, really. And I'm just moving a small force over to start hammering away at Portsmouth. And then I'll bring this force over pretty soon. I might try and... I'm not quite sure how I'm going to tackle this. Might go straight for Boston, or I might try and take these 2 first. I'm just trying to think about when they run away. Where do I want them to only have 1 province? Or, not sure. Not really sure. So I might attack Providence with these guys. And then Middleborough as well. Clean up here and then just leave Boston on its own and then attack them with all the combined forces together. I think that's what I'm going to do. But I'm currently just bringing a third rate up to Falmouth just in case we get a naval invasion, and they've just brought some more ships over here. Looks like some of them are big ships, so it looks like we're going to take another third rate, possibly even a first rate. Well, captured another fifth rate, I believe it is, on the way to Falmouth. Got ourselves another fifth rate. Managed to get the surrender on this unit in Portsmouth. He ran up instead of down. So we're getting close to being able to assault Boston. So I'm just going to clean up the south first. So I'll just get these sitting in Boston while I clean this area up. And then I'll join up. So I've been collared by a third rate just before I reached Falmouth. Now, I've obviously used all my crew up capturing these two other ships, so I'm unable to take him on really without sustaining massive damage. So I'm just going to let the auto-resolve play out and just make it back to port. Well, I managed to get a surrender while pushing them out of Providence and Middleborough. So one of them survived, but at least I got one surrender. And it looks like there's a first rate in this group of three. So I've tried to bring two third rates out to engage him. Unfortunately, I got tied up with a smaller ship, so I'm just going to let the auto-resolve sort this out. And then hopefully we'll be able to snag a first rate. So I was hoping to get a tag team on him, one on either side, but it didn't quite work out like that. So I had to disembark with one of them. But we've got ourselves a first rate. Right, I've brought all of my troops back to Providence. We've got all of the map apart from the three forts, which I'm not interested in taking because they don't provide anything. Apart from the objective, obviously, but I don't really care about that. And we've got ourselves a nice, decent fleet going. So we're in a fantastic position. So I'm just going to maybe get a few more troops to take in with me. So just do a little bit more naval action and recruit a few more troops. And then we're going to go in and hopefully smash Boston. So I think this is probably a good place to call it a day for this episode. I'm only going to be doing some naval combat for a while. So yeah, obviously a different format in this one. I didn't really see the point in showing loads of tiny little battles where I was just rinse and repeating tiny little skirmishes and taking some ships. I know that a lot of people aren't really interested in watching the ship combat, so hope you enjoyed this different format. Let me know. Cheers for watching, take care, I'll see you soon.